Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, tamu sana, tamu sana, yes. Campaigns are officially over today. Top presidential candidates made their final appeals today. Interestingly enough, President Uhuru Kenyatta was also not left behind. He also made his final appeal to his people on the mountain. So in this video, I want us to have a look at some remarks made by President Uhuru Kenyatta, remarks that I know carries a lot of weight and have the potential of tilting the mountain vote just 2 days to the elections. Before we do that, in case you are watching us for the very first time, subscribe, give this video a like. Yes, President Uhuru Kenyatta was today in Murang'a County and in Nyeri County campaigning for Raila Amolo Odinga and also launching some projects there. And the president made some remarks that have also been quoted by Nation. Believe me or not, the game will be won by Raila and Martha. Ensure you elect leaders under the Azimio coalition. You were misled that I wanted to retain power through the BBI. However, what we wanted was the populous Mount Kenya region to enjoy an equitable share of resources compared to areas with lower population. Uhuru Kenyatta, President of Kenya. I consider those as the president's final submissions to his people on the mountain. And the president is telling them in clear terms that the next government is going to be formed by Raila Odinga and Martha Karua. The president is warning his people not to be left out of the next government because that government will be formed by Raila Odinga. Secondly, the president is also just informing his people on the kind of lies that were peddled on the mountain by the likes of William Ruto and that team. That the president wanted to cling to power through BBI. The president is just telling his people that all he wanted was equitable distribution of resources for his people. That's what the president was just telling his people today. I consider those as the president's final submission to the people of the mountain. So in this video, I want to explain some reasons why I believe those remarks by the president carries a lot of political weight and they have the potential of tilting the tides in favor of Raila Odinga in the remaining 2 days. That's what I want us to have a discussion in this video right now. Yes, nobody would want to vote for a losing candidate. Each and every person will want to vote for a candidate most likely going to win. President assuring the mountain that Raila and Martha Karua are going to win this year's election, that alone can change a good majority of Mount Kenya residents into aligning themselves with Raila and Martha Karua. Because the president is the sitting president. He might be talking from a point of information, from a point of some intelligence. Maybe has looked at the prevailing political situation in the country and is just talking from a point of those information reports he might have received. Because I don't think the president can actually be the president of Kenya without actually knowing where the country is actually heading to, who is most likely going to form that government. So the mere fact that the remarks are coming from the president himself, that can convince a good majority of Mount Kenya residents, and not only the mountain, but even some undecided voters who are still confused on who to vote for in this year's election. They have just been assured that Raila Odinga most likely is going to win the presidency. I'm seeing those remarks tilting the scales in favor of Raila Odinga, not only on the mountain, but even across the country, because nobody will want to identify with a losing team. And then because our politics is also ethnic, and this is something I always maintain, and I repeat here, President Uhuru Kenyatta, a good majority of the mountain people still respects President Uhuru Kenyatta. And I've always been maintaining here that the day Uhuru Kenyatta will hit the ground running on the mountain, directly campaigning for Raila Amolo Odinga, the way he has done in the past 1 week, that alone I know has tilted some good numbers of the mountain residents into looking at the direction of President Uhuru Kenyatta. And I'm making it very clear here that the kind of support Raila was enjoying about 2 weeks ago on the mountain, Raila has actually doubled that, most likely doubled that support or increased that support on the mountain, courtesy to President Uhuru Kenyatta's 1 week campaign on the mountain. I won't be surprised, ladies and gentlemen, to find Raila Odinga performing far much better on the mountain than actually Kenyans thought. And that can be attributed to President Uhuru Kenyatta. The president is still respected on the mountain. You know, we have what we call the silent majority. The loud minority can make a lot of noise to create a perception that the president is unwanted in his home turf. But the silent majority, most likely come Tuesday, will actually make their stand known through the ballot. And I'm seeing a high possibility of the mountain voting for Raila Amolo Odinga than actually Kenyans even thought. That's also what I'm seeing here. And those remarks by the president about one man, one vote, one man, 1 shillings, they have also got the potential of actually influencing voters on the mountain, because it reminds the voters that Uhuru Kenyatta actually cares about them. It's not just about Uhuru Kenyatta getting power. Uhuru wants resources to go to his people. Those remarks actually portrays Uhuru Kenyatta as a person who cares about his people. And those remarks can ring bells to the mountain on the role Uhuru Kenyatta played in 2007, actually when the mountain was seen to be under an aggression from William Ruto. It's Uhuru Kenyatta who actually saved his people from an alleged aggression from William Samoei Ruto. So those remarks of 1 man, 1 vote, 1 shilling rings bells of 2007. It reminds the people that all along Uhuru Kenyatta has been with us. He has cared for us for a very long period of time. And those remarks on BBI, 1 man, 1 vote, 1 shillings, also just shows and exposes William Ruto and his team as a people just out to use the mountain to get positions, to get power. But they don't have the interest of the mountain people at hand. What is going to help the mountain people, Ruto and his team are not interested in. They are just interested in acquiring and obtaining power. That's what I'm making of those remarks by the president. And from where I sit, even before I conclude, Uhuru Kenyatta's final submission on the mountain today, I honestly believe William Ruto and his team are not sitting pretty because of that. Because it was also shocking that William Ruto, after the Nyayo Stadium, actually ran to the mountain, dashed to the mountain, Kiringiti Stadium. And the main reason for that is simply because to counter the president's rallies today on the mountain. So William Ruto and his team, the president's presence on the mountain alone is actually a scare to them. William Ruto and his team, they are actually standing between a rock and a hard place. And come Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen, I want some of you actually to remember some of the things we have actually been saying here. No miracle will make William Ruto win Tuesday's presidential elections. And I know that on Tuesday, maybe Tuesday night or Wednesday, I'll just be vindicated. Raila Odinga is going to beat William Ruto with even a bigger margin Kenya has never even thought of. Let me conclude it there. In case you are watching us for the very first time, but so far you have not yet subscribed, kindly subscribe, give this video a like. And to any other person, that's the kind of analysis we do here. We don't beat about the bush. We go straight and to the point. We call it as it is. God bless you. God bless Kenya.